I might go like that. I'll make sure that you see.
Even looking like
Chad is standing here. This is his spot. So that camera right there, whoever is standing on that spot, that's your close-up camera.
Think about it.
This is a true shot.
Think about it. Think about it.
Bass kick.
Think about it. 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 Think about it.
Good evening and welcome to Forecast from Flagstaff. My name is Chad Eichhoff and I serve as Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management here at NAU, joined by my colleague.
My name is Megan Proctor. I serve as Director of Admissions and Enrollment Services, and I am excited to be here with you today. Today, we are coming to you live from the Tinsley Campus Living Community. This is one of 10 co-ed traditional style campus living communities housing mostly freshmen and sophomore students. Many of our first-year students live in a traditional style community. Tinsley is located at the heart of campus near the University Union and the Central Quad.
So I will say we've had a tradition since we started Forecast from Flagstaff back in 2020, and we've always had a weather forecast. And I will say, I have the disclaimer, I am not a meteorologist, but I do think this is the first forecast from Flagstaff that is literally raining outside while we are broadcasting live to you. And you may actually hear some cracks of thunder during tonight's episode. But it is hot by Flagstaff standards, almost 90 degrees over the course of the next 4 days. Those of you, the folks tuning in from elsewhere in the state of Arizona, are probably a little jealous of our temps right now, though.
It's true. They only have 2 digits.
Yes, exactly. 2-digit temperatures. None of that 3-digit stuff. We have yet to ever break 100 here in Flagstaff, actually. So that's a fun fact for you. We are broadcasting from one of our campus living communities because we know at the forefront of a lot of your minds is move-in and living on campus. And that's one of the first things we want to hit with tonight's episode. And then we're going to dive into belonging on campus and finding that community and some of the support services before we get to those questions that you all submitted ahead of time. So jumping into campus living and move-in, nau.edu/move-in would be the link that I would direct you to get all of the up-to-date information around move-in. Down a little further down the page, you are going to see a calendar that looks at the different move-in dates. And over the course of the next couple weeks, you'll start to hear from our folks in campus living about selecting a move-in time. Now, that will be communicated to students via their NAU email address. So really encourage students to be checking that NAU email address, not just for emails from campus living, but a lot of folks on campus will be communicating to that NAU email address. Now, I know a common question, especially folks traveling in from farther distance and from out of state, are saying, what do you mean I'm not able to choose my move-in time yet or my move-in appointment yet? I need to plan my travel. I need to figure out how I'm going to get there, when I'm going to get there. I will say you will be able to have an opportunity to move in on the day of your choosing on that campus or on that calendar that we were looking at. It's just a matter of choosing the actual time and staggering folks throughout that day. So maybe you'll have to choose a 10:30 move-in time instead of a 10 a.m. Move-in time, for instance. But be planning that travel, figuring out how you're going to get to Flagstaff for move-in. We don't want you to hold up on that, but you will be over the course of the next couple of weeks getting information about choosing that specific move-in time. For some additional details around move-in, we've got a short video for you, so let's take a look.
Welcome to Move-In Day at Northern Arizona University. The move-in process consists of 3 steps. Step 1, prepare for move-in. You'll find important details and links about what to expect at nau.edu/move-in. Review the information on our Preparing for Move-in page, where you'll also find the What to Bring list. Remember to plan ahead and pack smart. Step 2, schedule your move-in appointment. You'll be notified by NAU email once it's time to schedule your move-in appointment in the housing portal. All residents must schedule a move-in appointment for their arrival. This reduces traffic congestion on campus and ensures a smooth and positive move-in experience for everyone. Print your confirmation, which includes your appointment date and time, building, best contact phone number, and on-campus driving directions. Step 3, move to campus. On the date and time of your move-in appointment, place your printed confirmation on your windshield. If you're not arriving in a personal vehicle, bring the printed confirmation with you. Use the directions provided on your confirmation page and follow the signs to help you navigate campus. Be sure to arrive on time to your short-term unloading zone. If your guest move-in helpers are arriving in a different vehicle, please have them park in the designated long-term lot noted on your directions to campus. Once you arrive at the unloading zone, check out a blue bin or handcart from our welcome jacks. Your guest move-in helpers can begin to unload your belongings while you head to your front desk of your campus living community, or CLC. There, you'll check in and receive your key. Please have a barcode from your confirmation available on your phone or another printout, as this will be scanned to check you into the CLC. Return to the unloading zone to move your belongings to your room and unload your vehicle completely. Return the blue bin by the end of your move-in time slot before you start to unpack your room. Also, keep in mind it will be August, so there might be a little rain. That's it! Now it's time to unpack, explore, and enjoy your new home away from home. Be sure to visit nau.edu/move-in for additional information and helpful content. Happy moving, and we'll see you soon.
We know move-in can be such an exciting time for families, and so we are excited to welcome you. We're looking forward to that. Once you've moved in, the next step is to get involved. And so I have brought my colleague with me today. We're going to talk a little bit about our clubs and organizations and getting involved on campus. So Salvador Lopez is here with me from Leadership and Engagement. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me, Megan.
Absolutely. So just to kick it off, can you tell us a little bit about the organizations at NAU and what students have to look forward to when they arrive?
Yes, of course. This is such a great pleasure. Well, we have approximately 400 clubs, organizations, fraternity and sorority life chapters that showcase different interests, specific academic academic majors and identities. So we obviously have any type of organization that you might be interested in as a student. You're more than welcome to find them in our website, nau.edu/clubs. They're amazing. We have all types of specific organizations. Something that we do obviously have is our clubs and orgs do traditionally host a bunch of events that are traditional to NAU. One of them that comes up to my mind is ASNAU, which is our Arizona Students Organizations, and they manage and host our biggest event, one of our biggest events of the year, which is the NAU Carnival, which is an amazing experience for everybody to participate on. And another organization that comes up too is Blue Key Honor Society, who also manages and hosts the actual NAU Homecoming Carnival. So those are just a couple of things that you should look forward to.
Fantastic. What are some of the benefits for students who do choose to get involved when they're here on campus?
Yeah, so there's multiple benefits when a student actually gets involved on campus. One of them is obviously building a sense of community here on campus. NAU is their brand new home away from home, and we want to make sure that they get involved here. So once they join a club, an organization, or a chapter, they're more than welcome to obviously identify a specific group or people who have either shared the same identities or specific interests, and they just find, again, a community here. Another specific benefit of joining or getting involved here on campus is obviously academic achievement, academic success. So we have noticed that as students continue to get involved, they're highly retained. They want to continue here at NAU, and obviously they achieve a higher GPA. And the other one that I want to share with all of you is as the workforce continues to improve and expand, obviously new employers are seeking new and talented individuals. So of course we want to make sure that our students, as they get involved here on campus, they have those specific skills moving forward. So as they continue with being involved on a club, org, or chapter, they are more than welcome to also develop those leadership skills, those communication skills, those team management, budget management, all the marketing aspects. So many skills that they're able to actually develop as they get involved here.
Fabulous. So now that we know the importance of being involved, how does a student get involved? What do they need to do?
Of course. There's so many ways on how you are able to get involved. First and foremost, I do want to share with all of you our hub. So we have a specific website where all students could go in and find the specific club and org or chapter that they're interested in or just want to browse. So it's nau.edu/clubs. That's one way to identify ways that you could get involved. You will see all the clubs, chapters, and organizations as well as events. Another way that you are able to get involved is we have upcoming this fall semester, we have 3 amazing club fairs. So make sure that you look into that. One of them is on the 25th. And the second one is on the 27th of August. And at the same time, if for some reason you can't find any specific club, either on TrueBlue Connects, nau.edu/clubs, or in our club fair, you're more than welcome to stop by our office at the same time. We are in the University Union, room 104, inside the Dean of Students office. So that's our location. So we're more than welcome to help you and find a specific organization that you might be interested in. And obviously, I do want to say too that getting involved is obviously in your own realm. So you could get definitely involved in 1 club, in 6 clubs if you want to. If you want to attend 1 event or 3 events, again, it is your choice. It is your own journey to obviously get the experience here at NAU.
Fantastic. So what happens if a student can't find in all 400 clubs, they can't find the right one for them? What can they do? Do they have an option to start their own? Can we add to the number of clubs?
Yeah, no, just kidding. Yes, you can. So it usually happens every single academic year. Sometimes students don't find a club or chapter that they might be interested in, and that's totally fine. That is the opportunity for you to start your own club. You're more than welcome to start your own club. We are more than happy to help and assist as much as possible, and it's super easy. If last year alone, we actually approved 40 new clubs and organizations here on campus. So our numbers are growing every single year, every single month, every single day. So feel free to create your own club as well.
Fantastic. One last question for you, Salvador. What is one common myth that students might have around getting involved? How can you dispel that for us?
Yeah, one common myth that always comes up every single year is me getting involved is going to affect my academics, my GPA. I want to make sure that I graduate with honors. So generally, that myth comes up for every single student. So I do want to let you know right here, right now, that getting involved does help you succeed here at NAU. Obviously, you create your own involvement at the same time. We just ran a report this past year, and we ran a report that gathered all specific officers from previous clubs and organizations this past academic year, and we realized that an average GPA of 3.74, that's amazing for individuals who are actively involved. It's not a 2.0, it's not a 2.5, it's a 3.74. That doesn't mean that 2.0 is bad, just letting you know that it's a high achievement GPA. So again, getting involved does help you achieve academic success in some shape or form. And one of them is obviously a GPA. So please get involved, get active, seek assistance to get involved. Stop at our office anytime. We're here to support you in any shape or form.
Thank you, Salvador. We're looking forward to seeing Salvador and many of you at the Welcome Week events coming up in August, just after move-in. So now let's take a look at how one student took their passion from a passion to involvement on campus.
I started riding my second year of high school. My brother raced mountain bikes, and eventually so many people were trying to get me to ride that I got so annoyed that I tried it out, and I've been riding ever since. Not a lot of girls mountain bike. Being part of that gender minority is really hard because you just feel like there's so many expectations put on you because there's less of you, so you're kind of, more people are noticing what you're doing. I think that there's a lot more options for men, for whatever bike they want to choose, whatever gear they want to use, and it's really important to advocate for women in these things because while there may be less women riding, maybe the reason for that is because there aren't as many opportunities for them to get into it. I think everybody deserves an equal chance and equal right to whatever they're doing, whatever sport it is. The number's growing. Now I've gone to collegiate races and it's cool to see more girls around my age riding more. Mountain biking has taught me to be thankful for what my body can do. It's taught me to be patient with myself, to love myself, and to really push myself above and beyond whatever I think I could do. And I want to empower more women to do things that they maybe didn't think that they could before.
Welcome back. Absolutely loved hearing Morgan's story, and I would encourage students, in addition to being involved on campus, to get out and explore all that Northern Arizona has to offer. And Morgan's a great example of mountain biking being one of those ways to get out and explore the areas around campus here. I'm now joined by Destiny King, who works in our Office of Inclusion. Thanks for joining us tonight, Destiny. So the last segment, we talked about kind of student involvement, clubs, organizations, that kind of thing. This segment, we want to transition a little bit more to support services and support that's available to students either kind of right off the bat, or maybe they have some challenges and need some additional help. Mm-hmm. And one of the first things I want to learn a little bit more about is our Lumberjack Care Center. So if you could let me know a little bit about what the Lumberjack Care Center is.
Of course. So our Lumberjack Care Center is there for students who may be struggling on campus, and this is done with a case management team, but also essential needs resources and also referrals to other resources outside of the care center. And so some of those resources that the care center does provide includes a on-campus food pantry. They also have emergency grants as well as access to laptop loans, which is awesome for our students. And so with that being said, you know, any parent, faculty member, staff member, other students, or anyone who's associated with NAU can refer a student to the care center by submitting a care report, and then the care team will reach out to that student, and then once they reach out, they'll ask them what support services, what help do they need. And so that can be done by visiting their website, which is nau.edu/care center.
It's great to know those resources do exist should a student need them. I'm wondering, can students access some of those resources elsewhere outside of the care center?
Of course they can. You know, here at NAU, we like to say that we are a community, and so we're here to support all of our students, right, that walk across our campus. And so with that being said, there are multiple different departments on campus that are there to support students, like the Office of Inclusion, where I work. We have our Academic Students Service Center, and we have different offices like that regarding various different needs, affinity groups, different things like that that are there to support our students. Awesome.
Lots of great resources throughout campus. So I mentioned when I introduced you that you work in our Office of Inclusion, which we affectionately refer to as IMQ. Can you tell me a little bit about the resources that are housed within IMQ?
Yes, so the Office of Inclusion is a multicultural student center on campus. We are a really large student center on campus, so whether students want a place to come hang out, if they want to join us for our various different events that we do throughout the semester and throughout the year, or just meet some really cool people, that's what IMQ is there for. We have direct student support. We also help with spreading diversity and inclusion across campus, and also getting students connected and finding where they belong here. And so we do that with a variety of different ways. As I mentioned, we do a lot of different programming. So from our IMQ block party, our Latin dance night, different things like that. So students are able to explore different cultures, explore their own culture, but also engage in our community here at IMQ. We have amazing professional staff members as well as student workers that help us with our everyday work. And so if anyone's looking for more information about our office, they can visit nau.edu/inclusion.
Awesome, thank you. So I know finding community is a really important part of that transition to college, and wondering what resources are available to help students find community here at NAU.
Yes, like I said, our campus is here to make sure our students feel like they belong, right? That is the biggest thing. We want students to feel like they belong here and that they can find their place. And so regardless on if you're interacting with the Office of Inclusion, our Office of Indigenous Student Success, First Gen, and the various different communities we have here on campus, they're there to help you find that community. If you want to join a different club or organization, which was mentioned earlier, or find something academic-based, research-based, we're there to support that. So whether that's through finding a mentor, getting involved in different things like that, even joining us for one of our events, some of our events, we're there to connect you to campus.
Great. So peer mentoring is something that students may want to get involved in, and I would encourage them to get involved with, where they'd be paired up with another college student. What are some of the benefits, as you see it, of peer mentoring?
That's a great question. Peer mentoring programs are very beneficial to our students, whether they're looking to have a guide that can help them navigate campus for the first time. Some of our peer mentoring programs even follow students throughout their collegiate experience. And so it's a way for students to get directly involved in campus, whether that's easier access to resources such as tutoring, counseling services, again, referring them to places like the Care Center or the Office of the Dean of Students or places like that, but also having that close person that they can talk to, they can communicate with if they're having issues. They're able to find that support directly and have someone that's basically supporting them from behind.
Awesome. Yeah, would really encourage students to take advantage of the peer mentoring opportunities that we have here on campus. And I always like to say that the best students take advantage of the resources. And sometimes I'm talking to honor students and they're like, no, I don't need resources. No, everyone can utilize different resources on campus and the different support systems that we have available to them. So mental health is a really important thing, and we want to make sure that both students watching this or family guest members that maybe have a student that they know would benefit from this resource are aware of some of our mental health resources here on campus and what we call 24/7 Jax Care. So we've got a short video for you. Let's take a look.
Hi Lumberjacks, I'm Carl, the Director of NAU's Counseling Services, and I want to introduce you to a new service that we're offering to all students here at NAU called Jax Care 24/7. Jax Care 24/7 is free virtual mental health support available to all NAU students around the globe, anytime, anywhere. The service includes a network of thousands of counselors offering therapy and crisis support in a variety of different languages, and it's quick and easy to access. You can visit the website, call or text on your phone, download the app, or scan our QR code for more information. Jax Care 24/7 is a great resource if you're looking for short-term therapeutic support, crisis counseling, consultation, virtual fitness classes, mental health assessments, resources, and so much more. Here at NAU, we want to make sure that we can be there for students when they need us. And that's why Jax Care 24/7 offers immediate support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember, your mental health matters. So reach out when you need help before things get too hard. Because here at NAU, we're here for you. And so is Jax Care 24/7.
Welcome back. Definitely enjoy that video in terms of getting the word out about that resource that's available for folks to take advantage of if they need to. So this is the part of our episode where We are going to answer questions that you submitted ahead of time, and both Megan and I, when we were off campus, were jotting down notes of some of the questions that were coming in via the live chat as well. So we'll try to hit a few of those as we're answering questions as well. So first one, it was submitted ahead of time, and that had to do with an incoming student that's wondering if it's possible to explore kind of different options, take different classes outside of their major, maybe find something else that they're passionate about as well, and wondering if they can do that. And the short answer to that is absolutely. And every program, you'll have kind of classes that you take within your major, but then you'll take what are referred to as general study courses, where you can take a wide different range of courses to fulfill other requirements. And the best way to really take full advantage of those is to work with your academic advisor to make sure those general studies courses are hitting some of those key interests that you want to explore. If you have not yet met with your academic advisor, would direct you to a specific website, nau.edu/new freshman advising. And that would be the first spot to go. If you just don't even know where to begin with the advising piece, you don't have a class schedule yet, you're wondering what you need to do, that would be the website. But they've also, our friendly folks over at University Advising have said we can share their contact information. And I know you're seeing that on the screen now, but University Advising at nau.edu, or feel free to call them directly on the phone as well, 928-523-4772. Any questions you have about getting a class schedule? I know we had some questions come in the chat about changing your major. They'd be able to help talk through that as well.
It's true, and one way that you can use your general studies classes is to explore some of those major options. And so if you're really wondering or not sure about what major you want to pursue, then using those general studies classes to really take advantage of what's available on campus, try something new, seek out your interests, and really explore what NAU has for you.
Yep. And it's very common and normal to come in as what we call an exploratory major, where you don't know exactly what. And during that time is when you'll be taking some of those classes to really determine what you're excited about, what your passion is. So the next question that was submitted ahead of time, they really got the memo that this is forecast from Flagstaff, because it's a very forecast weather type question. It was about coats. And when you should bring a coat to campus, what you should bring for a coat. It's no secret, hopefully you know this by now, it can snow here in Flagstaff.
It's true.
We do get winter. So Megan, can you talk to us about coats?
It's true. It's fun to talk about coats when it's actually going to be 90 degrees this week. However, like Chad said, it's raining outside. So, if you were packing today, then you'd want to bring a raincoat. However, as you're packing and looking forward to the fall semester, we do encourage that students bring a wide variety of options. Flagstaff is well known for its changing weather, and so layers are definitely your best bet. You'll want to bring a variety of them, but you probably won't need your heaviest jackets, your snow jackets, until after Thanksgiving or even until spring semester. So we recommend leaving those bigger, bulkier jackets at home. Bring the lighter ones, bring a raincoat, and then just be ready and willing to wear some layers and adjust as you go.
Absolutely. So another question, it's a really common question that came in ahead of time, is around parking and bringing a car to campus. nau.edu/parking is the address that I would direct you to. In early August, parking permits will become available, and you'd be able to log in there as a student, purchase a parking permit. Those permits are zone specific. So you'd be to an assigned parking lot or a parking garage, parking structure. And so one thing I like to say, it's not like you're going to be driving to and from class, so don't picture it being that way. Your car is probably going to essentially stay put, except for when you leave campus. Maybe you run to the store. That being said, we've got several stores that are walking distance here from campus, or maybe you drive home for the holidays or that type of thing. Or explore Northern Arizona. Maybe you're hauling a mountain bike around Northern Arizona, like we saw Morgan doing in that earlier video.
Even if it's not a mountain bike, you could use that to get around campus. That's definitely one of the best ways.
This is true, getting around on a bicycle. So more of a luxury than a necessity with a car is what I always like to say. Parents like that answer. Students maybe don't as much. But definitely don't need a car. But if you do bring a car, you will need a parking permit. which is an additional expense. Again, nau.edu/parking. And we are park by license plate is what they use for the permit. So that's why you won't actually need to get a physical permit before the start of the term. It's all going to be tied to your license plate, which thing I want to mention, you do need to make sure your license plate is facing the drive aisle since that is your permit.
Important to remember.
All right, food, very important question. Dining, food, where do I eat? How do I eat? All of that. Megan, if I can throw the dining question your way.
Absolutely. Yes, dining and being able to eat on campus is an important thing. So hopefully you've had a chance to choose your meal plan. Whichever meal plan you've chosen, you can use that at various places across campus. There are over 22 different dining locations on campus, and they're in a variety of locations, which is wonderful and convenient for students. We really encourage students to expand their horizon, try new things, try all of the different eating locations before you decide which one is your favorite. If you do decide that you want to change your meal plan, you'll want to do that within the first couple weeks of the semester, the first 2 weeks. You can do that by going into the meal plan office within the University Union. But the biggest thing is really just exploring your options and being adventurous with your food. Once you go into the dining hall or wherever it is that you're choosing to eat, you'll find all the information about that dish, the nutritional information, the allergens, and that way you can make sure that you are eating what is best for you and your diet.
Awesome. So we talked move-in at the beginning of the episode, but I know some questions came in around roommates and getting along with roommates and all of that in the chat. There were some questions about changing roommates already, which you're not on campus yet. But one of the things that I would direct you to is on the Campus Living website. So nau.edu/campus living. They've got some great resources for you there that are going to help navigate roommate agreements, getting along with your roommates, some good conversations that you should be having with your roommate. And I know some of you may have your own room at home, and this will be a new thing, sharing a room with somebody. So lots of great advice there on that website. And also within the Move-In website, I failed to mention earlier, but there's a good checklist of things to bring to campus. That would be a good conversation to have with your roommate as well, too. You probably don't need 2 televisions, for instance, within that. So utilizing that list to have that conversation with your roommate could be a good idea.
And maybe more importantly, also on that website is a list of what not to bring to campus.
Yes, always important. So next steps are an important thing, and we've been touching on these throughout the summer and talked about it last episode too, and many of you have probably completed a lot of the next steps. So nau.edu/next steps is where you'll go. That'll have a list of different things that you want to submit. It might be a good idea to go there as a student and to check and see, hey, am I missing any of these items? Did I submit a Jax card photo already? Many of you have already submitted your final high school transcript with your graduation day posted on that. Thank you to all of you that have. If you haven't yet, could be a good reminder as you're looking at that next steps checklist. So that'd be something that I would encourage you to check out. There was a couple, I think, that came in the chat around clubs. Gina asked about who leads the tennis club, and I would direct them to the True Blue Connects website that Salvador mentioned, and that would be where they'd find the information about clubs. And also appreciated Joseph giving a shout out to the anthropology club within that. So this is how you know these are live, because we're commenting on the chat messages you're putting in there.
One other question was about job opportunities for students, and I think that's a really important question for us to address. There are lots of job opportunities for students. We really encourage students to seek out those opportunities. You will find all of the job opportunities on campus within the Handshake website. And so that's where all of the students will go. All of the jobs will be posted there. There is a wide variety of jobs available, from managing an info desk to calling students to working within our dining facilities. So anything and everything is available to students. We encourage students to work on campus. It's much more flexible and more accommodating, and really focused on helping you develop those skills that you'll need for after you've graduated from NAU and moved into your career.
Awesome. Any other questions that you caught while I was talking to Destiny?
I think that's all of them. If we missed your question, though.
Yeah, if we missed your question, and also you might have a question that's more personal than what you want to submit here. This is certainly not the only way that we can answer your questions. If you've got a question and don't know where to start on campus, admissions@nau.edu would be the email address that I would direct you to. And really, any question goes, I think. I think the last forecast from Flagstaff we did, someone asked about bringing toilet paper to campus and whether they should be doing that or not. So any question goes. If we don't have the answer in the admissions office, we'll start hunting it down for you and make sure to answer that question, because it's really all about you as a student, you as a family member, being comfortable with that transition to NAU this fall. And we're really looking forward to welcoming you. Want to thank our friends at NAU TV for helping us put these episodes on throughout this summer. But looking forward to welcoming you on campus in a short while, and to get excited about that welcome week that we touched on earlier. We've got a short video, safe travels to campus, and until then,
Go Jacks!
This is Northern Arizona University. It's the one with the mountains, the pines, the dome,